Hello, welcome back to our TCAP commentary. Today we're doing Corey Edgar again. Now, I haven't recorded in a while, right? I've been a little busy, and I've also kind of haven't felt like doing it in a while, right? But I'm back, right? I'm back. Anyway, like I said, I've done this guy before, but I'm just feeling like doing him again, right? Pause on that, right? He is one of the predators that I low-key really like. I actually think he's one of the funnier ones because he is so adamant that he's getting arrested and like going to jail and everything for like life and everything, right? But anyway, yeah, we'll watch this, right? If you like to catch a predator, right, check out the channel. I have so many videos, and let's get right into this.
Then there's this man, 32-year-old Corey Edgar, nicknamed Rick.
Rick's talented.
Edgar, using the screen name Rick's Talented Tongue, chatted online with a decoy who told him she was a 12-year-old girl.
12! Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was a 12-year-old. Oh my god. Oh my, Corey texted a 12-year-old? I did not know that. I don't think I caught on to that, right? I think I didn't really look too much into that, right? Because when I watched Corey Edgar, it was like one of the very first videos I watched, right? So it wasn't that great. But yeah, I'm a 12-year-old female. Christ.
Tells her he's sending a picture of his penis. He asks if the girl has condoms, and in graphic terms, if he can perform oral sex on her. Jesus. But in the middle of the chat, he suddenly becomes suspicious.
I have a strong feeling you're either undercover or a cop trying to set older guys up. You hear about it all the time.
You're insane. Oh man, if you don't know, this voice actor for, reading out the chat log and stuff, it's not a normal one. They hired a completely different guy to voice his part. And you'll know why in a minute, right? Because he sounds very goofy. I understand I was told, or I've heard, that it was like a Michigan accent, but it also sounds New York. You know what I mean? It sounds like something from New York, right? But I've heard it was like from Michigan or something, like it's like West Michigan or something like that. If you know, correct me in the comments, right?
You hear about it all the time.
All the time.
You're insane.
And he makes this declaration.
I would never meet a female under 18 to do anything sexual. I am reporting you to Yahoo.
Please leave me alone. With conviction, man. With conviction, man. I can't believe this, right? Let's read out what he just said, even though, we just heard it, right? So he, in text, writes, I would never meet a female under 18 to do anything sexual. I'm reporting you to Yahoo. Please leave me alone. I don't think Corey blocked the decoy that was messaging him, right? But him just stating that he would never do something like this in text is just so interesting to me. Because what would that have done, he still went to the house. So it's like, why? He says he didn't want to do this, that he was going to go fishing, right? But none of that matters, right? Because
me alone.
Is he just testing the waters to protect himself? Whatever his intent, Edgar doesn't leave the decoy alone and keeps chatting.
Yeah.
Just to be sure the girl is real, he says he wants to talk to her on the phone. Perverted Justice obliges and puts the decoy on the line with him.
Nobody's here. My parents are gone.
Oh my God.
In the end,
I have such big problems with this decoy, honestly. I like her though. I really do. I actually really do like this decoy. Danny was her name. Danny. I don't know why she put on that voice. Like, it was like almost wanting to be like sexual seductive, right? I know it sounds a bit crazy coming from me, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, who talks like that? Nobody's here. My parents are gone, right? Like, very strange, I've heard some of the other phone calls done by the decoys, right? And they don't sound like that, right? They don't ever sound that like forward. But this decoy, legit, she was there. She was very pushy, and it was good. It really was good. I really like this decoy, but it was a bit strange at the same time because it was like, I guess she was the only one to kind of do that, right? To be very forward, which was very interesting, right? But yeah, I do give props to Danny. She really did not like these predators, right? And that was also another aspect of her that I really like as well. Her dedication to hate on these guys.
On the line with him.
Nobody's here.
My parents are gone.
In the end, he decides to come, but he's still not convinced.
So what are you doing?
Not too much. I was just talking online.
Talking online?
Talking online?
Yeah.
Goofy ass fucking accent, man. Goofy ass accent, man. Man, that's my favorite part from this guy, right? Is how how strange he sounds, right? I almost forgot how bad it was, you know. Yeah, I just heard it again for the very first time, right? Ever since I recorded him back then, I haven't really watched this again, right? So I forget how actually, you know, whiny and very annoying his voice sounds, right? But it's so good. It's so good.
Talking online?
Talking online.
Yeah. You can walk around. Come in. Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Trying to think about this.
Ah, the stretching,
For the
man.
next few
Oh, when you're stretching like that, man, you know you're nervous. Like, he was mad nervous. But, yeah. A little bit of context, you know, for context. A little bit of what's happening to me right now, right? I'm a growing boy. No, I'm kidding. But I have a little Doritos, right? If you know what that is, oh, man, a little Doritos, mandarin, drink, beverage. It's a Doritos, right? Doritos. For people who don't know, right, or don't speak Spanish, right, or maybe you've had it before, right? It's basically like those bottled Mexican drinks. It's almost like a picture Fanta, an orange Fanta is what I'm drinking right now. But yeah, a little treat for me, man. I'm treating myself, man.
Decide whether he wants to stay.
Look,
or
it's made out of
go.
glass. Look.
Finally, he comes in,
Whatever.
but spots our camera crew in the next room.
Oh,
See?
I told you there was someone here. Shout out to Lewdi, man. I would definitely book it too, right? But I thought that was also orange Fanta, right? I was about to say wow, but no, it's fruit punch, right? Fruit punch, man.
Just guy, Rick.
Suspicious guy, Rick. It is true. He took a while to actually enter the house. Like, I would like to say he was actually one of the predators I was the most weary of entering the house, right? Out of my memory, right? I don't really count towards people I haven't watched, right? So, like, let's say you have someone in mind. Let's say, I don't know, Bob 25, right? A predator that I haven't checked out yet, right? Don't bully me. I haven't seen him yet, right? So you can't tell me otherwise. Just check. Make sure you check who I've reviewed, right, before you bully me, right? And if I have slipped up, right, tell me. But yeah, very hesitant to enter the house, which is very surprising, you know, because most of these guys they're going so far out to meet these people, right? And they rarely actually find themselves to be very scared to go in, right? They say that when they're already in the house and talking to Chris, right? But this guy was actually like that before Chris was even there, you know? Whatever.
But spots our camera crew in the next room.
See, I told you there were other people.
You are a suspicious guy, Rick.
I told you there's people here.
There's people
I
here.
want to speak with you for a minute. Why don't you have a seat right over there?
I don't know how he did
I
it.
wasn't planning on any of this.
Good. I want to hear the whole story. So come on over here and have a seat, and you can tell me all about it.
Jeez, I might as well just... My life's over.
My life's over.
My life's over.
My life's over.
Rick, now I've got some transcripts here of your conversation with this girl.
I did not.
It's extremely impressive how Chris actually managed to bring Corey Edgar, like, from him basically being completely distressed and almost seeming to ready to leave, you know what I mean? He was damn near out the door before Chris really even said a word, you know? But he managed it, like, something. It's just something. I guess it's just Chris's professionality, right? Big word for me, by the way. Thank you, man. That deserves a like, man. Please like the channel, man. I mean, like the video, man. That was good for me. Anyway. Maybe it's just how professional Chris is, right? It brings him in, like, oh, you know, it's like, you're a suspicious guy, Rick. And then he, like, sits there with his arms crossed, like, with papers and stuff. And he's like, you know, please take a seat, right? I don't know. It draws him in, right? Maybe he just wants to explain his part of the story, which will never work, right? When these predators try to explain themselves, they never actually get anywhere, right? Because they're wrong. But he manages to bring him in. Mind you, he doesn't say where Chris actually wants him to sit, right? But he still is in a house, you know. He didn't leave.
Want this to happen. I didn't do anything.
Please have a seat on this.
He's right, but
Relax. Calm down for a minute.
he hasn't.
Let me
done
just.
anything.
So let's clear the air because this
I've never
conversation.
done
Well, let me read
anything
to you
like
the
this.
first line out of your mouth. Hello, how are you doing? Can I tease in, please, your blank with
Blanks.
my tongue and make you blank over and over?
Blank
right
and
after
blank.
that, she tells you that she's 12.
Christ, I can't stomach that, like that being said, you know, because it's impressive, you know. It's very impressive how they don't turn away instantly, right? Like, I know me and you are normal people, right? We're normal, right? We're not like this, you know. We might not be the best people ever, right? But at the same time, like, who actually stays and talks to a minor like that? Like, 12? I don't think I've ever talked to a 12-year-old, like, in my life. No, I'm kidding, but my siblings, my half brother and sister, right? They're that young, but, like, oh, man. Could you ever say that you've texted someone that young? Like, for me, I've never, right? But what the hell, right? What in the world? I'm impressed. I'm really impressed because, like, now picture how many minors are out there like this. Like, you know, what I'm trying to say, I can never get to what I'm saying, right? But what I'm trying to say is, like, how easy is it to come across a 12-year-old online? You know, because I would like to think it's extremely hard, right? But maybe it's because I'm older and I don't imagine kids online, even though they are, right? Talking back about my, my half siblings, right? They're on TikTok and stuff, right? So they're on there. But what I'm trying to say is, like, could you encounter someone like that through messages? You get what I'm saying? Even though this was a separate time.
And then I said, you're a little too young.
A little.
Right. You say, I never knew a young female like yourself would like that.
Oh, my God.
Then you show some reservations.
I'm not arresting you.
I'm not arresting you.
They are.
Though he doesn't see them, Edgar seems to know the police are out.
Well, yeah, man, yeah. I wonder if he did see him, you know, in some way, you know, because this is a window right here, right? That's a window, and he was standing right there. Maybe he saw them coming up, or maybe it's just his intuition, right? He's like, oh, well, you know, there's cameras, and there's someone interviewing me right there. This has to be police, right? Who else could it really be, right? I feel like that, you know, many people have said many things about who Chris Hansen is, right? The more stupid ones being a therapist or a detective, right? But, you know, them saying he's police makes sense. That's the most reasonable thing, right? Other than you actually knowing who Chris is, right? That's the most reasonable option. So I can see him saying, like, oh, but you're arresting me, right? Because you would think he's police.
Outside, and that shouldn't be a surprise. Remember that Edgar sent this picture of what he said was his penis.
That ain't mine. No.
Whose was it?
I have no clue. That ain't mine.
So you didn't send her or transmit or let her see?
It was a fake picture is what it was.
Still
okay,
send
but you
it,
transmitted it.
Yes.
May not have been you, but you transmitted a picture of somebody's
genitals.
genitals.
And I did that. That's
Okay.
it.
It doesn't matter,
Do you
bro.
think that's-
Like, the thing is like, let's say in court, right? They very dumb, right? Just, you know, walk with me, right? Imagine, you know, you're at the stand, right, or you're being prosecuted in court as we speak, right? And you're like, oh, well, that's not my penis, right? That's not mine, right? How would you prove that? You know, how would you prove that's not yours? You get what I'm saying? Like, I've always thought that, but I was a bit too embarrassed to say it, right? I wasn't about to be like, oh, you know, drop your pants right now. You know, imagine that. Imagine Chris is like, oh, well, you know, there's only one way we could prove it's not your penis, Corey Edgar, right? It's time to drop them pants, you know what I mean? Drop the pants, right? But no, it's just, it doesn't matter if it's his or not, right? But how would you prove that to begin with? You know, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, oh, that's not mine, and I will give you proof right now, right? Other than it being a picture, but...
behavior when talking to somebody who says she's 12 years old.
No, it's not.
No, okay.
Read what I wrote to her this morning when she kept trying to get an older guy. This is wrong. I clearly said, please leave me alone.
Please leave me alone. Do not message me. I'm trying to get his voice down, man. Am I doing good right now? Probably not, but anyway. It's just, he pleads a lot, right? I forget how much he pleads because he does plead a lot. You know, he gives a lot of excuses, actually, right? He's like, oh, well, I told her to leave me alone. It's not mine, right? That's not my picture, right? It's not my picture, man. You can't blame that on me, right? You can't do this. And then he goes on to saying that he was, you know, where is this at? I don't care. Anyway, he was one of the greatest fishermen to ever exist, right? He was going to go fishing and then go get gasoline and cigarettes, right? He basically was telling Chris that he was planning on doing everything but that, Chris. So, I got you, man.
This is wrong. I clearly said, please leave me alone. Do not message me. What does she keep doing? She keeps messaging me and trying to get an older guy to come over here.
So it's her fault.
No, it's not.
Man, that's I've been using that argument against friends and family, right? It's so good. There's always an excuse. I mean, I just said always twice, but you know what I mean. When there's an excuse, it's always like, so it's my fault. And then when it's not your fault, you're able to grab them on that. So good, learning how to argue with people is probably one of the best things you could do, right? If you're watching this, I, compel you to learn how to argue and be very manipulative, because it'll help you in the long run in life. You know what I mean? Nothing's better than being able to manipulate someone. I'm so sorry. That sounds so bad, but it's just funny. It's her fault. Anyway,
and
let's continue.
Trying to get an older guy to come over here.
So it's her fault.
No, it's not.
See?
Blame the victim.
It's not my fault.
See? Easy. Look, shut him up like that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, it's not her
It's
fault.
no one's fault.
Rick, you kept going with the conversation.
Yeah.
I came
about your
here
story.
because I was going to get cigarettes, fill up my tank, and then go fishing.
What, you thought they sold cigarettes at this house?
No.
Do you think they sell gas at this house?
No, I did not.
Then why even...
Let's bring it back a little bit, right? I didn't want to pause too soon, right? But anyway.
I
see.
Not.
It's like how he said, it's not my fault, right? Then whose fault is it, right? As Chris says, right? It is his fault. He's the adult, right? Meaning he's the one liable for it, right? But imagine he said, it's no one's fault, right? It's the internet's fault, right? And then he goes on to this spiel how the internet is doing so many bad things, man.
Not
your fault, Rick. You kept going with the conversation.
Yeah.
I came
about your
here
story.
because I was going to get cigarettes, fill up my tank, and then go fishing.
What, you thought they sold cigarettes?
They cut there because it looked like he was saying some other things, right? They definitely cut him there. But I wonder what he said. Like, okay, so he's like, oh, I was going to get cigarettes, whatever, blank, 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 right? But why is your stop here? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, I actually came here to, I don't know, say hi to the girl, right? Some stupid shit like that. But I'm still in the closet, by the way. Those are my hangers. Anyway, let's say he's like, oh, you think they sold cigarettes at this house, right? Like, very dumb. I just want to know what was his actual reason to being here, right? Because that couldn't have been it, Could have been something more.
No.
Do you think they sell gas at this house?
No, I
gas
did not.
at this house?
Then why even stop here then if all you were going to do today is buy cigarettes and gas?
It was wrong for me to even stop here, and I just...
I mean, come on, you got to have some sort of insight in here.
Fishing.
Check my trunk.
The
Best part of this segment, man. It's the best part, man. I swear to God, I forget. But the moment that he sat on the other chair, because look, they didn't even show him moving. They didn't show him moving chairs, right? But he moved. If you didn't know, right? He was sitting here, and now he's sitting at the other chair, right? I don't know why they put that chair if they didn't want him to sit there, right? Anyway. Check my trunk. The best, man. If you ever get stopped by police, right, and they're blaming you for something, right, just check the trunk, man. There's something there.
Got to have some sort of insight in here.
Fishing.
Check my trunk.
I have my fishing gear. My fishing license is
in my console.
I was going fishing.
It sounds like what you were fishing for was sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Banger, man.
Please check my...
Banger, man. I'm telling you, man. Swear to God, man. Chris was in his prime right now, man. He was in his prime right here, right? He said, it looks like what you were fishing for was sex with a 12-year-old girl, right? See, I was stuttering. See, I'm not as good as Chris, right? I'm not as good as Chris. That's why I can't do that, right? I'm very hyped up, right? It's probably this Jarritos that I'm drinking, right? I'm saying it like that on purpose, by the way. For people who speak Spanish, I know it's Jarritos, right? I'm saying that on purpose. I can't roll my R's like that, but sometimes I can. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can't. Anyway, maybe it's because I'm hyped up on sugar, man. This drink, this beverage is getting me all hyped up, man. Anyway.
Gotta have some sort of insight in it.
It looks like what you're fishing for.
I have my fishing gear. My fishing license is in my console. I was going fishing.
It sounds like what you were fishing for was sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Bangers.
Please check my
fishing
trunk.
for.
Now, you told me already about getting gas and going fishing.
Who are you?
Cigarettes.
Honestly, it's impressive how not enough people ask who Chris Hansen is, right? There is a handful, and maybe half of them do. Anyway, I was gonna bring up something else, right? He's like, oh, I was gonna go fishing, right? But I believe people who are fishermen like that, right? Like, let's say you only have one truck, right? Or let's say you keep. What I'm trying to say is that you keep your fishing stuff in your car at all times. You know what I mean? I don't think it's so wild to think that someone who fishes often or maybe likes to fish a lot wouldn't keep their stuff in the car, right? Then the license, where else would you keep it, right? If not in your console, maybe in your wallet, but maybe you have two. So anyway, like someone who plays baseball, I know I use this example in my first one, right? Someone who plays baseball, right? It's not like they're gonna move their baseball bat out of their car. Let's say every weekend or maybe every other day you go play out with your friends, right? You would keep your stuff in the car, you know. Where else would you really put it, right? You would never forget it, right? Like that's not really a good excuse, is what I'm trying to say.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet children online for sex.
The glasses on, baby.
If there's anything else you want to tell us, we'd be happy to hear it. If not,
nice
you're
watch,
clearly...
nice watch, by the way. Oh man, I know that's pure diamond.
Now, if there's anything else,
you know, most people, they get like, you know, they ice out their you know, jewelry, right? They do like the gold and then, you know, or white gold, and they slap on the little gems, right? The little rocks on there. Well, this guy holding the camera has pure diamond, you know, almost said clock watch, right? The watch is made purely out of diamond. There's nothing else on it, right? That strap, diamond right there. That strap, diamond. What am I saying?
you want to tell us,
man? I'm hyped up on the sugar.
Doing a story on adults who try to meet children online for sex.
That's why it's shiny so
now,
much.
if there's anything else you want to tell us, we'd be happy to hear it. If not, you're clearly free to walk right out the door you came in.
I don't want to walk out the door. They're gonna take me. They want me anyway.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation?
My life is screwed. I'm done.
I'm done.
My family's done. They're waiting to arrest me. They're waiting to take me to jail.
In fact, the law...
I just can't believe how they're like, oh, you know, he's like, oh, I'm done, right? This is my life now, right? It's over for me. Which in a way it is, right? In some ways it isn't, right? But I don't, like, something in my mind is telling me that I really don't think that Corey grasped what Chris said when he said that he was, you know, from Dateline and stuff, right? He sees the cameras, but I think he just, I don't know. It's just something in my mind is telling me that I don't think he actually understood what Chris said when he said he was going to be on TV, is what I'm trying to say, right? Maybe he did, but
police.
He doesn't address it. He's not like, oh, well, can you please take the cameras off me, right? Or you know, is this going to be on TV? Because, you know, I don't want my wife to see, you know, like legal here, you know.
Are getting into position.
Staying here is not going to help you.
I just feel like I'm going to
throw up.
Well, that's maybe another good reason to go outside. But Rick, it's not going to help you to stay here any longer.
It's not.
Okay?
It really is not. But
Rick, I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Can I have a drink of this?
If you'd like.
So extra. I'll take a drink with you, ahorita. Yeah, a little bit. Oh my God, Ron Knight. Oh my God, it's Ron Knight, man. I haven't seen him in a long ass time, man. The last video we did, right, we saw Corey Edgar, but I don't think I saw him. Or maybe he was there, but I didn't see him, you know. We did the Corey Ballinger, Jesus Christ, Colleen Ballinger apology video, right? And I don't think a lot of people saw that video, but I think it's entertaining, right? It falls in line with the Predator stuff, so I thought I'd just do it. Anyway, we did that, and then we did the True Blue one. So it's like, those two videos, there's no way that Ron and I would be in them, right? The only one he would be in would be the Cody Green. If I said Corey Edgar back then, I meant Cody Green, right? We did the Cody Green one. That's the only one he could have been in, and I don't think I saw him in there. So I haven't seen him in a long time, but I'm glad he's here, right? Anyway, yeah, let's take a little sip together. Okay, it's time for my turn. I didn't take account that it was a carbonated beverage. I'm over here I'm over here drinking it like if it was actually punch or water. Like, I forget it's a carbonated beverage, right? I was dying. I was choking, holy man. Oh my God.
But Rick, I think it's time to go.
Delicious. Did you leave it there, asshole? He drunk it all. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Cringy. Hey, yo. Officer,
He later pleaded no contest to one count of an attempted lewd act upon a child.
And Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC walked out and I was arrested.
What?
Here therapy.
is your... Oh, well, someone's singing, speaking out. I don't know who that is, but anyway, this is how he looks now, right? I'm sure people who are watching this know what he looks like now, but that's Corey Edgar, the guy we're watching right now, right? This is years later. You know, he looks a lot better, I like to say, than he did back then. But anyway, that'll be it for this video. Just a little something, you know. I haven't really been too inclined to record, right? Man, that fan did a number on me. Yeah, anyway, I know, I am very defective, I know that. Anyway, yeah, I haven't been really inclined to record, right? I tried recording, Chuck Harding. I don't know if I'll release that, but I thought it was very annoying in that video. I thought that video was very annoying, so I was like, I should record something else, right? Today's Friday, this Friday, right, that it should be coming out on. And I don't know, it's like I recorded the Colleen Ballinger one. I recorded it, edited it in like a single day, and I did so much work and all this stuff in it. It kind of burned me out, so I kind of didn't do much of anything. I understand I said that I was gonna try to post twice a week, but I need a little time to get that, you know, schedule going, right? But anyway, yeah. If you like the video, if you want to check out more content, right, I have more. Just, you know, go onto my YouTube, subscribe and everything, right? But anyway, yeah, we'll catch you some other time, and have a good day.